Have you ever had a dream that you let die because you thought it was too late? Maybe you wanted to go back to school, but you're too old. Maybe you wanted to change careers, but you've been doing the same thing for 20 years. Maybe you wanted to start that business, write that book, learn that skill, but the voice in your head said, that ship has sailed. You're too late. I had that voice too, and then at age 51, I did something that voice said was impossible. I went to nursing school. I'm Lynn Weimar, and today I want to share what happened when I refused to believe it was too late, and what it taught me about age, possibility, and the lies we tell ourselves. Let me take you back to my late 40s. I was in the hardest season of my life. My marriage had fallen apart. I was the mother of 6 kids, and I'd spent my adult life raising them. The youngest 2 were still at home. I was surviving, barely, getting through each day, putting one foot in front of the other. And in the middle of all that chaos, I had this thought: I want to be a nurse. It wasn't the first time I'd thought it. I'd always been drawn to nursing. Always been interested in health, in helping people, in the science of how the body works, but I'd never pursued it. Life got in the way. Kids, marriage, responsibilities. I was almost 50, single mom, 6 kids, no nursing degree. The voice in my head was loud. You can't do this. You're too old. You've got too much going on. That ship has sailed. But there was another voice. Quieter but persistent. What if you're not too late? What if you could still do this? And at age 49, I made a decision that changed everything. I went back to school in hopes of getting into nursing school. You have to understand, just getting into nursing school is hard. It's not just memorizing facts. First, it's the prereqs to get in. Anatomy, physiology, microbiology, chemistry. I had this idea that once I got in, life would be easier. But that was just the beginning. Once in nursing school, it's clinical rotations where you're on your feet for hours. It's studying while exhausted. It's being tested constantly. And I'm doing this at 51 in a classroom full of 20-year-olds. But you know what? I did it. At age 53, I became a registered nurse. I passed my boards, I got my license, I started working as an RN, and I loved being a nurse. But then I thought, why stop there? So I went back for my master's degree. I was 55 at this point, working full-time as an RN, and my husband, Ross, was on home hemodialysis, which meant I was doing dialysis treatments for him several times a week at home. I had a full life, a demanding life, and getting my master's would take 2 years. The voice in my head said, you're 55. By the time you finish, you're going to be 57. Is it really worth it? And here's what I said to myself, and this became my motto. 2 years is going to go by no matter what. I might as well have a master's degree at the end of it. Think about that. 2 years will go by whether I'm in school or not, whether I'm working towards something or not. I can't stop time. I can't prevent myself from being 57, but I can decide what I'll have accomplished by the time I get there. So I did it. I went back to school while working full-time as an RN and doing home hemodialysis for Ross several times a week. Was it hard? Yes. Was I exhausted? Constantly. Did I want to quit? More than once. But you know what? 2 years went by, just like I knew they would. And at the end of those 2 years, at age 57, I had my Master of Science in nursing. Here's what nursing school taught me about too late. It's a lie. Too late is a story we tell ourselves to avoid the discomfort of starting something new. But here's the truth that I learned. The time will pass anyway. The only question is, what will you have accomplished when you get there? Because yes, it was hard. Yes, I was older. Yes, I had a full life and caregiving responsibilities and a demanding job, but I was also doing it. And at 53, when I walked across that stage and got my nursing degree, when I put on those scrubs for the first time as an RN, I didn't think, I wish I'd done this at 25. I thought, I'm so glad I didn't let too late stop me. So here's what I want you to understand. Whatever dream you think you're too late for, you're probably not. Too late is almost always a lie we tell ourselves. Let me ask you this, how much time will pass whether you do this or not? If it takes 2 years, you'll be 2 years older either way. If it takes 5 years, you'll be 5 years older either way. So the real question isn't how long will it take? The real question is, what do I want to have accomplished when that time has passed? You will age regardless. You can't stop that, but you can decide what you do with that time. So let me ask you, what dream have you let die because you think it's too late? Here's what I want you to consider. First, that voice that says too late is lying. It's protecting you from discomfort, from the risk of trying and failing, from looking foolish. But it's also keeping you from the thing you actually want. Second, discomfort doesn't mean you're wrong. Yes, it will be uncomfortable to start something new at 50, 60, 70. You'll be older than other people. You'll feel out of place. That's not a sign to quit. That's just part of doing new things. And third, the time will pass anyway. This is the one that changed everything for me. So ask yourself, what will I wish I'd started 2 years from now? 5 years from now? I could have said, I'm too old for nursing school at 51. And at 65, I'd be sitting here wishing I'd done it. Instead, I'm sitting here as a nurse with a master's degree, who's also an Ironman finisher and world championship athlete, because I refuse to believe too late. I started nursing school at 51. I became an RN at 53. I earned my MSN at 57 while working full-time and caring for my husband through home dialysis. Was it hard? Yeah. Was I older than my classmates? Definitely. Exhausted? Constantly. And was it worth it? Absolutely. The dream you think you're too late for? You're probably not. The only way to know for sure is to start. And if you start today, even if it takes 2 years, 5 years, you'll be living that dream when that time passes, instead of still wishing you'd started. 2 years will go by no matter what. You might as well have what you want at the end of it. It's not too late. Not yet. Not while you're still here. So what are you waiting for? If this resonated with you, subscribe. Comment below. What dream have you put off because you thought it was too late? Join my free community, Be Fit Beyond 50, and the link is in the description. I'm Lynn Weimar. It's not too late. See you in the next video.